This whole Johnny Depp against the Sun business, the one that came out yesterday with a verdict going against Johnny Depp, even though he's the one who has all the evidence, which is literally, it's like a binder full of it, compared to the Sun, little itty tiny little bit one, which all they said was, we did investigate, but this is why it is, because we know. They handed no evidence over whatsoever to any of the judges, only edited footage and edited photos, which, again, the Sun has gone on now and they're like, oh, Johnny Depp has done this. The judge has proved he's this. No, the judge just said he believed what you wrote. That doesn't mean everyone else is. And to be honest with you, at this moment in time, the internet is very upset with this judge and obviously with NGN and the Sun. And with that, that's going to bring in a lot of people who are going to look into things. And obviously, sometimes the best detectives are the ones who live on the internet. You got people, private investigators who do this, all this sort of stuff. But the ones who live on the internet and just the normal person, when they are invested in something, they watch it all, they look over everything. This is one of those types of things where they've looked into every single part of this judge now. And they're still looking, they're still digging, and they're finding quite a lot of stuff. Yesterday, I was tagged in the following, so we're going to spin this around. Media Law. This is the book that was actually written, as you can see, by Jeffrey Robertson and Andrew Nichol. Nichol is the judge who said, I believe the Sun, but I also believe you too, Johnny. But they had, I just believe him more. Which got a lot of people thinking. And this is what we got. That's laughable. Justice Nichol's book. His co-author is ex-husband of Kathy Letty, Amber's Angels Party, who was also a sort of mentor to Jen Robinson, one of Amber's lawyers. It probably means nothing, but I still didn't like it because of having connections like that, which is very, very true, because to be honest with you, this Jeffrey Robinson, he was married to one of these lawyers, one of their best friends and everything else. And that means that this Judge Nichol now, was way too close and invested in this from the beginning because he knows the people who are doing it. He's basically on their side from the get-go. And this is what we got. So we got Jeffrey Robinson right by here, AO, QC, Sydney, Australia. And we got right by here, he was married to her for 27 years. He was there for 27 years married to her. Obviously, they're still going to be friends if it finished on a good thing. They still have 2 kids and everything else together. But that one there, that got a lot of people like, oh, should he have really been allowed to sit in on this case? In my eyes, no. But you will probably say, oh, well, he has nothing to do with it. Just because he wrote a book with someone doesn't mean he's involved. And all this sort of stuff. But obviously, you got a lot of people now on, say, they're in the comment section, they're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, they're everywhere. Was this judge bribed? That's what a lot of people are thinking now. And to be honest with you, I can see why and how this could do it. Because obviously, one of his co-authors on one of his books was married to someone who was an influencer and a mentor to one of Amber's lawyers. That's just nuts. This now is becoming so layered. It's literally becoming now like 100-piece lasagna. That's exactly what this is doing. And it's absolutely crazy. But then I was looking on the side in these comments, and this is what one person said. Apparently, the judge was investigated in 2016 for being paid off and has connections with Amber, the Sun's attorneys. If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, we got that there. And that got me interested because I was like, I wonder if that is true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to take a look at The Sun from 2016. Hands off our freedoms. In this judicial dictatorship, it seems money talks and free speech walks, says author McHum, or Hummy, whatever. The Human Rights Act allows elite judges to poke their noses into public issues. And oh look, who have we got by here, people? Mr. Judge Nichol, the one who actually said, Johnny, I believe you. They don't have as much evidence as you, but I believe them instead of you. We got him. Our top judges appear to be acting as an unaccountable law unto themselves on issues that should be none of their business, from free speech to Brexit. The latest case of judges getting above themselves involves another gag on press freedom. So literally 4 years ago now, he was like, that's it, they're gagging the press. How dare they? This judge should be gone, this, that and the other. And now they're like, oh no, this is just brilliant for the freedom of press. Can you see how quick their minds change just because the judge favoured in them and not in Johnny? It's crazy. Mr. Justice Nichol has just granted a High Court injunction to a very wealthy businessman to stop the newspapers revealing that he is under investigation for possible involvement in serious financial crime. To me, that sounds like Elon Musk and Murdoch may have went, hey, Mr. Judge Nichol, Your Honour, Your Lordship, whatever I may call you. Do you want £1 million, or would you like a couple of brand new cars? Maybe give a general donation to one of your charities that you represent? We could do that for you. You know, that could be it. Which he is. Nobody doubts that this unnamed multimillionaire has been questioned by police under caution, or that the Met has raided company offices he is connected with, making several arrests. Those raids were even reported in the national and local press. And here we got Mr. David Sherborne, who is actually Johnny Depp's lawyer. He was the one who was with him in London, and he represents celebrity victims of injustice. See? Here, they're actually sticking up for David Sherborne. But now, because he was going against him, he's horrible, he's this, he's that. Can you see how their minds change like that? But again, no, this is the Sun. Yet the businessman, known only as ERY, has still persuaded the judge that his right to privacy should outweigh the newspaper's right to report a true story of obvious public interest. The actual persuading was done by Erie celebrity lawyer David Sherborne, known for representing such impoverished victims of injustice as Hugh Grant and Sherry and Tony Bliss. See, impoverished victims. They literally just don't like people who go against them. This is it. And obviously, when the shoe's on the other foot, when the table is now turned, they're like, oh yeah, we don't want any of them. And now they're praising Judge Nichol, even though back then they weren't. So it's just absolutely terrible what they're doing. But with all this, I was very interested when I got tagged in it, because obviously a lot of people are going to look at it and be like, well, how can the judge say, I believe you, Johnny Depp, but I'm going with them instead? You know, that doesn't sit right with anyone. Because it's just so stupid. I really don't understand how they can do it, you know? But again, like I said, this is the Sun. It's not even good enough for wiping your dog's bum with either. It's just the way it is. It's the Sun. The Sun's horrible. And like I say, yesterday, when this all went out, their news headlines were literally, they just rubbed Johnny Depp into the ground. They just stood on him and they were calling him all kinds of things. Before we go, there is one good thing, though, I do want to say regarding this entire situation. Has anyone seen any of Amber Heard's supporters come out and say yes? I haven't seen jack. I haven't seen nothing. Anyone else seen anything? Let me know in the comments if you have. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see each and every one of you soon.